make it. Knowing us, we can always make it. Dang, bro. What a beautiful day. I see some reflection of some pant legs on the other side. I wonder where they parked. Heck, you know what? They could have just walked right across the river. It's about that time of year, September 2nd. Time for the waters to be let out, let loose, go low. This is the kind of day that we get today, on this Heavenly Monday. Yeah, you heard me right, it's Monday. Labor Day weekend. I bet it's got a string attached to it. These are being used as fishing buoys, you know, so they can come back later and in the night, see if they caught a fish. I don't see anything yet. We got to get this big stuff out of here. What an eyesore out here. Well, it did have a string attached to it. We're getting this joker out of here. Now, isn't that better? I know there's going to be another. There's going to be a replacement. I'm trying to get past these little kayakers over here, man. They keep looking my way. It's like they haven't seen somebody on a kayak before, and they practically have the same colored kayak as me. Why they keep looking at us? Why? You guys gonna say it's in your head, man. I mean, she's on the right side of him, and she's like peering around him. You know, she's like trying to hide behind him, and she's like peering around trying to look at us. Oh, they have a baby. An infant. That's cool. Having a good time out here. Man, imagine if you're an infant and you're able to come out here fishing with the parents, man. On the kayak. People need to do that more often for the little ones, you know. Your babies. Look, he's throwing rocks in the river. He's picking up rocks, Da Vinci style. And he's tossing them in the rocks. I know you can't see them. You can't see them. They're too far away. See, you don't always have to be rich to be able to take the kids out someplace. I would prefer you to bring them out to places like this when they're just getting started off with the growing and all. Take them out to the cities later. Let them see the big buildings. See what life is all about in the city. How high you can get. How high you can build the life. Things you can strive for. But in the very beginning of life, their lives that is, you know, take them out here to show them what they should really be striving for. And make sure you let them see you picking up the trash. There's one place I want to check out. I really haven't explored, and it's about 2.5 miles down the river, down the lake up here. It's a place I keep neglecting, and today's the day I'm going to be looking in that thing to see what kind of backup we got, see what kind of trash we got to pick up immediately late spring. When you see things like this, it's going to make it hard for us to get out in places like this. I don't see a lot, but when I do, it teaches us a lesson. You're not going to see them now. I thought they were crawling over the root system right here. They never saw us. Yeah, they're curled up under here. Oh, there he is right there. Look at him. Humongous. I can't tell what kind of snake that is at the moment. I think it's just like your typical water snake. Uh-oh, they're moving this way. They're trying to see what I'm all about. They're going to say, good luck. My whole family's out here. I'm just a baby. Oh, they're scurrying off. Yeah, we're not about to get up in places like this. If I see a piece of garbage, I guess we'll have to knock on their door and ask them to bring it to us. Man, you guys crazy. Yeah, I need to get down to this one zone down here. It's about 1.5 miles. I said I wasn't going to paddle too fast, but it's already 2 o'clock, man. I need to try to find a way to get down there fast. It's a backup zone I've kind of neglected because it's so far away. It's just past the major turn down here. You know, you get down there where the backup of the lake really starts out, you know, and you look to the right and you just see an open landscape of nothing but water. Then you see the docks on both sides, that kind of thing. Kind of deep. Yeah. But anyway, I gotta go down there and try to assess the location. I think I did about 3 years ago. But it might have been a wrong spot. I came out here in like mid-October one day when it was like 73 degrees, going to be dropping down into like the mid-50s by 7 o'clock when the sun was setting. And it got cloudy and I had the jacket with me too. Man, that joker was like 61 degrees out here during that fall day out here. And I went out and I was kind of depressed from what I saw. But I guess that's why I'm here, to see what needs to be done. Dang, check out the foreground and background. A fish just bumped the bottom of the kayak. Made me feel like I was about to tip over. We're going sideways up in this thing. Experiencing the heaven. They got the tree on the left with the orange and yellow leaves, typical of September. Highlighted just right. What kind of videos are these anyway? Dang, they got this thing going on like a painting. Live cinema. Live video. Live painting. Hey, it's that island right here. I didn't know it was going to be visible this time of year. I thought it was going to be maybe a couple of weeks. Look at that. It's almost like I'm on vacation. Very cool. Trying to see if it's sturdy enough for us to get out. You're going to say, where are the snowshoes at? Very sturdy, actually. A lot sturdier than last year. Probably because we're higher up on this thing. Pull the kayak up on the island. What the heck is that thing? Oh, it's a piece of leaf. Man, would you look at that? Well, of course, I'm not the first ones. The first ones. The first one. Man, there's a humongous tree stump I gotta take a look at. I noticed it here last time I was out here. Right in the middle over there. Could have been from an oak that was at least 200 years old. Let's say 150. Thing's gargantuan. Sticking right up now. Pictures for life. Cute. Imagine coming up on something like this. In the woods somewhere, deep out in the forest. Untouched. Hey, it could just be but it could be a stump of a poplar. Probably about 110 years old. White oak. Probably would have been 177. Hickory. 337. That's a wild scene up in here. Tells you how much lower the waters are now. The waters were practically on top of it last time I was out here. You're probably going to say something like, that's where the tree used to sit, where it grew for 200 years. That is craziness. The size of that thing. No telling what kind of tree it was. I bet every person that comes by, kayak, boat, family boat, jet skis, they come by to look at it. I guarantee you that. Massive. Can't tell what species though. No, I'll tell you right now, it didn't grow here. This thing floated up here. It wasn't here last year. We would have noticed it. Floated backwards from down the river, down the lake, last winter. Something in the water real kind of weird right here. Oh, of course, go figure. Oh, it's a Columbia jacket. They're saying, where's the kayak? It's behind us. It's tied to the tree of life. Does it have any money in it? Man, this thing's gonna weigh down the kayak. They're unraveling it. I was trying to climb up on top of this thing. You're gonna say, what if it tips over? I don't know. I'll worry about it when I get up there. Let's hope I don't slip. Well, I couldn't get it to tie it on someplace, you know, so I had to use my mind. Take this little fishing lure thing with a fishing line, and it had a fishing hook on it. So I stuck that thing in the wood. Let's go ahead and climb. Yeah, bro. This is weird, extremely weird. It's shaking back and forth though. That's crazy. I'm looking to make sure. Beautiful. I don't know if I'll stand on it though. You're gonna say, you're chicken, kind of. Imagine if I slipped and fell. No, I don't have main character syndrome. If I see anybody come around, I'm getting off. I don't want them to think I'm crazy. Boy, I never thought I was going to be doing anything like this today. A different kind of climbing a tree. That's weird, man. The family boat's coming back around. Let me stand up for a little bit. Vertigo. This thing is shaking. I'm standing up in the middle of this tree. Why am I whispering? Dang, man, look at that. I know the angels are with me. The entities out here, they're saying, what are you doing, man? You're going to hurt yourself. We're worried about you. Don't take off with the guy. Guys, don't. This thing's shaking, man. This is so weird. All right, enough fun for now. The wind is picking up for some reason. I don't know why. Let me give you a bit of a warning. If you ever see anything like this in any kind of lake, this thing is wobbling back and forth because of me and the wind and stuff like that, my weight. But don't be looking down here and then that's going to be in your field of view. You talk about some serious dizzying vertigo, man. Because this thing is wobbling back and forth. Oh, yeah. See, it makes me feel like it's spinning to the left, man, because they're pulling this to the right. Man, this is crazy. You talk about a mental test. Yeah, right now it looks like the whole thing right here is turning to the left. Because that's turning to the right because of the wind. And then you get the waves and stuff like that. It makes it seem like the tree stump is turning to the left. Man, let me get the heck down off this thing, man. Before I get myself in trouble with these entities out here. Trying to protect us, man. Wonder if there's ever going to be anything cool out here. You know, to salvage something real, modern. You're going to say you can salvage the garbage. Get it on out of there. No one's going to be able to step in that. Beautiful. Here's our destination right here. Right in front of us. That's where I got to take a look. I see debris right now. A bunch of logs, branches piled up. Where it dips down. Things can get caught up for the past 35, 40 years. A lot of plastic, aluminum, glass, whatever. I think I assessed this location last time I was out here last April. When I cleaned up this entire wooded location. And I made it all the way over here. Saw it was just a big bank. Garbage couldn't get up there. Which is a good thing. But it gets caught up other places. I didn't make it this far though. All right, I'm just going to take a quick look around. Spot number 1. See what kind of mess we got to clean up later. I want to chill today, man. All right. What a beautiful place, man. I mean, I just want for once. I just want for once to be able to sit down. Look, there's a brush. A comb. Sit down and just look at the landscape. Sit in one spot. Clear my mind, clear my head. And not worry about too much, But I just keep getting pulled into cleaning. Look, there's hardly anything in here. Maybe there's people that come out to do Da Vinci style things. You're going to say, since it's so little, why don't you just go ahead and get it today? I know I thought about it, but it still takes a long time to, clean things up. There's an aerosol can from 1979. Plastic bottle. A lot of little styrofoam pieces. Go figure. At least I don't see 1,300 bottles up in here, like we always do in places like this. Weird. Next to nothing up in here. Man, they're making me go around. the little ones out here. All right, you see a pile of plastic? I sure as heck don't. We might be free. Yeah, there's a few things, man. Not taking that one. That one's got life in it. They're gonna say, it's your payment. It's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna realize I should have just had a bag and the grabbers on me right now. At least it's only 3 o'clock. Of course, the further away I get, they keep circling out here. I don't know if they're trying to knock the kayak loose or what. I kept that jacket though, it weighs a ton. Still waterlogged. Okay. Usually most of these backup places like this have at least a few hundred plastic bottles in this. This is probably the cleanest one I've ever seen so far. What the heck is going on out here? Hey, look, a horse brush. Probably came from one of those horse farms down there in Milton. Freemanville Road or something. Gotta always take reference pictures to remember today. Yeah, I should have grabbed the grabbers in the bag, man. Now I gotta go all the way back. Here's where the landscape drains out. Of course, there goes the bald tire from 1969. Probably a boat trailer. Yeah, it's kind of flat up in here. Makes me feel that there's going to be a lot of stuff lined up. What the heck is that thing? Humongous. Check it out. Another one of those weird access roads from back in the olden days. Comes down through here. Loops right up. I know where it goes too. Where I cleaned last year for about 2 months. Because we were on that thing too. And it extends out into the river. Well, it used to be land a long time ago. Not too bad at all. Except for that location up there. Probably a bag's worth over there. Thank the Lord. Not a dang piece of garbage up in here. Ain't nothing like that sound though. It sounds like we're walking through the woods. And there could be some snakes out here in the sun. We will never see them. But there's somebody watching us. They're over here fishing. They're hearing what I'm doing right now and they're talking right now because they're not used to seeing people doing Da Vinci style things. What's that guy over there doing, Bobby? Oh no, let's go ask him. You can ask me all you want. I see something that's got toys in it. And it's enclosed. No, it's open, man. Strike indicators? Uh-oh. Keep a lookout. Strike indicators, man. Is that cologne from 1988? Hero? No, it's... Hey, it could be cologne. Alright, back up in the woods, man. I'm going to hit the other side, see what the other side has to offer. Yeah, the cologne still smells definitely from like the 80s. It's got that smell of like what people's grandpas used to use all the time, you know? Same kind of scent. Definitely from the late 70s, probably up to like the early 90s. But check this thing out. I saw this earlier, but I'm seeing it now in a different perspective. Look at that thing right there. Look at how the bottom ring, whatever you call it, the bottom board is covered up in debris. But you turn it this way, it looks like a tomahawk. Kind of. Yeah, I'm going to come back to clean it later. Not today. Give me some kind of incentive to come back here within the next couple weeks or something like that when things calm down with the people out here. Knowing that this is a holiday weekend. When the temps start to change. Seasons really start to turn over. Come back out and get it out of here. That's a good plan. Whoops. Whoops is right. Man. Boy, I haven't gotten to the main backup zone over here to the right. Never even knew that this one existed. Dang, bro. Here's our sign right here for next season's adventure, next April. I'm definitely going to have to mark this one down in the books on the schedule. Just like the lady. You've got to be bleeping me right now. Clean results. Let's go ahead and look at the damage. Maybe it's just confined to this one little location right here. A lot worse than last place. Yeah, I got a couple of bags worth of stuff up in here. Maybe more. Such a beautiful place. Can't be letting it go to waste. Hey, that rhymed. I'm going to have to say it now, man. I'm going to have to say it, man. I'm going to have to prepare for this. Next spring. There's no way to treat Mother Nature. They give you salt, and the shaker ends up out here. They give you light by the sun, cascading onto the landscape. But your light bulbs end up out here. Yeah, I'm going to have to say it now. I promise you this. I know you're listening. I promise you that I'll be coming back out first thing next spring and load everything up that doesn't belong. I know, little guy. What a trashy place. Another one for us to come back to. The heck is this? It's got writing on it. GeorgiaPaddleWeekly.com. Handmade. My name is Liz. Please put me back in the water. Will do. I will not be recovering this. Yeah, I'm definitely recovering this thing right here. I thought it was like a pillow for a boat or something. It's not. It's yard art. It's a yard thing that you get at like Hobby Town or something like that. It's got some good weight to it. It's heavy plastic. Maybe porcelain or something like that. Plaster? Yes, plaster. It's not broken. It's plaster. What a recovery in this is our payment. Maybe I should consider coming back within the next couple weekends and not waiting until next spring. Quite the payment. Thank you for this recovery. Beautiful. Yeah, this place is really messed up. It is. The entire bank is filled with all these branches and sticks. And there's a lot of stuff caught up in it. You're talking about probably 2 or 3 weekends worth of cleaning out here next year, next spring, when the waters get low enough to access it. Or you're probably looking at the next 3 weekends of this year. What the heck is that thing? I mean, look at all this stuff. I remember some of this stuff from like 3 years ago. I can see it from here. Man. See a bunch of white things way back there too. It's been about 4 years since I've been in here. I forgot what it was like. That was a little bit before the landscape started getting to us, you know, knowing that we were good for something, that they can count on us, you know. Looks like it came right out of the 1920s. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Not too bad at all. It's quite the shame when you step deep out in places like this and you are kicking around stuff that doesn't belong, you know. Deep out in the forest of time. Kicking around plastic bottles in a place like this. How did we ever come to a point like that in human history? Yeah, I can only get up so far up in here. Got some big things though. Hey, there's one of those orange markers. We're safe. Safe at home. Let me go and leave my footsteps. Just for fun. Kind of like to let everyone know out here that someone has been surveying the location. I'm not just talking about humans. Dangerous, bro. Dangerous. Never safe. But I guess a deep impression is better than no impression. Check this out. I got the perfect idea for this little guy. This little lady right here. Wonder what they got in the cooler. Dos Equis? Nobody knows, right? Please put me back in the water. Like this? That simple? That's not Da Vinci style, though. I got big plans for this. For the ultimate perfect timing, when the season starts out here. Set him up in a high spot, a place where people won't recognize it, won't see it. Wildlife can't get to it. Set it up on a rock someplace. And when the waters get high enough in March and April, 5 to 6 feet deeper, when they back up the lake to get ready for the season, it just lifts them up off the rock. And off they go. Perfect timing. Gotta find the perfect place, perfect spot. It shouldn't be that hard. About time I headed back. 5:37 right now. Surprised I went this far. Welcome to Don Carter State Park. It's what you call Dog Creek up here. Been in there before. Got out, walked around in the woods, came across the trails that were so confusing because there's so many of them. It's like endless landscape behind us. Nothing but planted pine. Bunch of young pine trees for hundreds of acres. Easy to get lost, kind of. Time to head on back. It's going to take me about an hour to get back. A little bit more than an hour. No bags this time. That'll be later. I absolutely promise. Gonna clean this place up. Welcome to heaven. Da Vinci style. Of course it's not glass. But that's all right with me. Thank you for this recovery. Added to my bowl collection. That's one heck of a cereal bowl. Not trash. Man, this is going to be quite the challenge. But they made us see it, which means they are like tapping us on the shoulder. How the heck am I going to get up here and get this thing? A lot of people stop right here and fish. They climb up on this rock. There's a pair of socks or a sock over here. They parked the boat. I see them all the time, but someone left some behind. Man, what the heck am I doing? I have to go backwards in this thing. Look, the wind keeps pushing the kayak up here. I don't know if I'll take the grabbers. That seems like I'm trying to find the easy way out. Look at the art being made. You gotta take it slow on jagged rocks when you have no shoes on. You're gonna say, put the shoes on. I don't feel like it. Try not to slip up in here, man. Look at that. First time stepping up in this rock on this thing right here. First time ever. It's almost like they made the people out here leave the can behind because they knew I was trying to find some time to do this. It's not the most comfortable thing to do with no shoes on, but I want to do it raw, if that means anything. I'm trying to get up here. They're going to make me scoot. I've been doing the strangest things all day. Climbing on top of tree trunks in the water. You're gonna say, watch there be a snake up there, man. No grabbers, gotta do this thing raw, like ancient times. Thought about leaving the blue bowl though. You're gonna say, why? Well, because I ended up washing it in the water. And it reminded me of what it was like in ancient times, you know, thinking about the ancient ones out here doing the same exact thing hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, out there washing their bowls and their pots. And it made me feel like one got to me. And I thought about leaving it, but I still got it, just like I got this. ready for April. Let's get them there so they can float off like us, Da Vinci style.